And look at the colours on this fish. Absolutely stunning fish that is. That is magnificent. Look at it out. So keep the faith. We don't hope. Hope is the cousin of begging. We don't beg, we have faith. So let's keep the faith and let's see what happens. Well, good morning folks and welcome to the Shire. We are in Shropshire for this session. Really didn't think I'd be on this lake, that's for sure. Every lake I've tried to get on this week has been closed, flooded. It's just been a nightmare. I was going to go to Linear, closed for flooding. I've got two waters over in Northamptonshire, both closed for flooding. And then the other water, which is local to me, was closed for flooding. Luckily, this is an old syndicate of mine. I've never ever dropped the ticket, and yeah, it's okay. Surprisingly, it's okay. But it's been fishing really hard, like mega hard. Speaking to some of the members this week, I haven't fished here for a couple of months now, really. But spoke to a couple of members this week, and it's done one fish in the last month. So it's fishing hard. Everyone thought after that massive drop in pressure, big storms coming in, I think it was Storm Bert that arrived, proper stirred everything up. They thought it would kick off, but it just hasn't. You know, a few boys have left this weekend again with nothing to show for it. So we're up against it. There's no two ways about it. But the rods are out and we are dangling. We got here last night, just on dark again. The winter sessions, you just seem to run out of daylight hours. I got here just as the sun was disappearing over the hill, so I just sort of flicked the rods out and just literally peppered a few boilies around them. But obviously nothing has materialised through the night, so we'll go to work today on the rods themselves. If you're wondering what I'm sat under, I'm obviously in a Fox Frontier X bivvy, but above it is the awesome new tarps that we've released. This one being the small Voyager tarp in the green. Absolutely love it. Like I said, we had a load of rain last night and it was so nice to leave the doors completely open and have all my kit sort of under here. I've sat out, do you know what I mean, listening to the rain. It was brilliant. So having that extra 2-3 foot on the front is a proper game changer. Really like the feature that the tarps bring to putting over the top of a bivvy. So if you're wondering, that's what it is. It's a Voyager green small tarp. So in terms of the fishing, we will sort the rods out a little bit later. I will finish my cup of tea, probably put some bacon on and have a think about what we're going to do. I've heard different stories or different ends of the spectrum in terms of plan of attacks here. It's not fishing well, it's fishing really hard. I've heard members going in with the softly approach with just, you know, little bags, little mouthfuls dotted about, no cigar on that one. And then I've heard the opposite end of the spectrum where people are putting a bit of bait out, trying to get a feeding sort of area going, and that's not happening either. So whatever is going on, we're up against it. There's no two ways about it. So if we can get one fish, that would be an absolute result. We're leaving tomorrow morning, so I've got sort of 24 hours left of this session, and we've got, unfortunately, the pressure is creeping up today, getting back up to sort of the high sort of 10-20s again, which is not ideal. And this being a really deep pit as well, you know, you're talking 22-23 foot in the middle of the lake, and I think it's just a case of trying to locate them at the moment. This time of year now, that, you know, they're not darting around all over the lake. They have slowed up. The water temperature is 7 degrees, so it's still possible. You know, it's one of them. I think if there's a line in the water, there's always a chance of a fish, and that's what we've got to look at it as. So keep the faith. We don't hope. Hope is the cousin of begging. We don't beg, we have faith. So let's keep the faith and let's see what happens. Are we in? Are we talking? Are we talking? We're talking. Right. Well, guys, we are in. Literally, that was the weirdest thing in the world. So I've got the the actual line's quite tight, and it's the middle rod that took line first. You'll see that on the actual camera. So I've picked up the middle rod thinking it's that rod, and it's not. It's actually the left-hand rod. The fish has picked up the left-hand rod and it's kited right. Picked up the middle rod, and that's where we first got the indication. I'm reeling the middle rod in and the left-hand rod's going. I'm like, what's going on here? And it was a left-hand rod. So he's just picked up and just kited on a tight line. And because I've got the sensitivity of the alarm turned right down, because it was absolutely crazy windy last night, and yeah, either way, we're attached to a carp, and I for one am absolutely over the moon about that. Whew. So I'll stop me waffling and we'll concentrate on getting him in. Literally just finishing me bacon butty as well. At least it was cooked. Well, I say I'm finishing my bacon butty, I don't know if it's still there because the hound might have absolutely snaffled it. Let's have a look at it. Oh, that is a decent one. Back, Henry. Get back. Come on. Come on. You are mine. Yes. That is mega. Yes. Get in there. Oh, guys, I'm so chuffed. I cannot believe it. I'm seriously so happy. I've got Hound Dog at the moment, keeping tabs on the fish. I've got the net guard over it as well. So that's his job. He just stands there making sure the carp's okay. Well, I'm here sorting all the mats out, cameras, getting the water ready, all the rest of it. So we're all set up here. We'll go and get the fish now, and we'll show you our prize on this beautiful, glorious, sunny morning. Well, guys, what an absolute cracker. Bigger than I thought, a lot bigger than I thought. Once I lifted him up and I seen he's got a bit of gut on him, we've got a beautiful 24-12 mirror. And look at the colours on this fish. Absolutely stunning fish that is. That is magnificent. 24-12 of just beautiful Shropshire mirror, getting into his winter colours as well, and I cannot believe I'm cradling a fish. I cannot begin to even tell you how happy I am. How happy I am to be holding this beautiful creature. That is amazing. He is more than welcome. Oh man alive. So it's come good, you know. And I think that's the winter thing, you know. It's knowing areas that you've had fish from before, fishing lakes that you know quite well. I think you can have a good winter, and you're rewarded with beautiful carp like this, you know. But absolutely mega. To be fair, this is the one that I had on a Ronnie rig. It wasn't a stiff hinge. The two other rods are on the stiff hinge, and this was the Ronnie that we put out last night. And again, just peppered some bug boilie around it, and it's come good this morning. But mega. I'm going to flip this one round and show you the other side of this amazing looking mirror. Right, and there is the other side. That is beautiful. That is absolutely amazing. So happy. Right, I've buzzed the rod back out already. I've sort of put it back on the same spot, just no bait around it, just a single. I'm going to leave it a couple of hours just in case there's a couple of fish still in that area, and then we'll assess the situation later this afternoon, put some bait out, I think, of that mix that I wanted to use. So we'll put a bit of bait out later. But for now, I've had my moment. Thank you for this beautiful creature. We'll get him back, and yeah, we'll enjoy the rest of this amazing, beautiful sunny day. So just wanted to quickly run you through the rigs that we're using on this session. I mentioned that we're using the Ronnie rig, and that's the one that helped us bank that beautiful looking mirror. So that is the rig itself. That is my Ronnie rig. It's a rig that's accounted for a crazy number of carp up and down the UK and Europe, and a firm favourite with a lot of anglers. So I'll quickly run you through the components I use to tie the rig itself and why I think this is a fantastic low-lying pop-up rig. So starting off with the hook bait itself, I've got 15mm pop-up. Now that's actually mounted to a size 4 super wide gape hook. I absolutely love this pattern of hook. I think it's the short shank that I like the most, because once you put it onto the actual Ronnie swivel, it still sits really close to the lake bed, inconspicuous, sitting amongst the freebies itself. It doesn't act like a high pop-up. Because of that short shank, it keeps it close to the floor, sits in amongst the freebies nicely. It's a firm favourite of mine, and that is the super wide gape in a size 4. Obviously that's mounted to the Ronnie swivel. Now you can see there, that's actually tied onto a loop, well, crimped onto a loop, should we say. The actual boom section is our Illusion in the Naturals Green 20 lb. That's crimped on with a small crimp, and that actually forms the loop which attaches to the Ronnie swivel. And I genuinely feel that by having that loop, the actual hook bait, the hook, the whole Ronnie area, if you will, Ronnie rig, can actually move freely. It can move 360, it can turn better, it can swivel better, and I generally feel a hook that can move and has more freedom hits a lot more mouths. It's as simple as that. You know, a rig that can move more performs better is what I'm trying to say. So without doubt now, since moving over to having that little loop at the end of the boom, it's definitely accounted for more pickups for me and more fish on the bank. I used to tie it straight onto the actual swivel and then mould the putty around the knot. I've come away from that now, and I always favour having that loop, giving the rig a lot more freedom. And then literally that is overhand loop at the end, and then one of our tungsten anti-tangle sleeves, and that's fishing straight onto a lead clip. So there you go guys, a very simple rig, nothing that you haven't really seen before, but I really do think having that loop at the end of the boom is a massive edge, and then coupling that with the wide gape short shank hooks just makes the Ronnie sit a little bit closer to the lake bed. It is a firm favourite of mine. As I'm coming in now to the winter months, and my feed will change as well, I'll go down to sort of the 8mm and 10mm sort of freebies. I'll probably move down the hook size, I'll swap down to a size 5, and then a smaller actual pop-up as well. I'll start fishing like a 12mm or a 10mm pop-up, and then I'll move over to the size 5 super wide gape. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is my go-to Ronnie rig, and that's what's accounted so far for that awesome looking mirror. After putting the mirror back, both rods were cast out back onto the spots again, that being the left and the middle rod. The rest of the day passed without so much a beep, and the sky started to clear and the nighttime temperatures started to proper drop. The best thing about being out this time of year is you get to see some amazing skies, and the stars put on one hell of a show while sitting out with a warm brew looking over the lake. I woke up next morning to a very, very cold start to the day. Jack Frost has definitely been visiting, and it was a proper cold one. So guys, we are out of time unfortunately. I've just brought in the right hand rod. The other two are going to come in now. It's time to go home and defrost the bones. I mean, yeah, everything is absolutely still frozen. You know what I mean? Literally frozen solid, that net. It's not getting any warmer. It's time to go home. I did really think we might have another one on the same sort of bite time as yesterday, but it hasn't happened. But got to be happy. We've had an awesome looking mirror for the time of year and the conditions we're fishing in, so I can't complain too much. I hope you guys have enjoyed the film. If you have enjoyed it, please hit a like and a subscribe to the channel. We'll be very, very much appreciated of that. So for myself and my little mucker there, little Henry the Hound, we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.